Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Rachel Klein and I'll be your presenter for the next 20 minutes. Today we're going to be talking about editing, deleting, or copying different types of attendance information that you have entered. So in membership, up here across the top, we have attendance and attendance entry. That's where we worked yesterday, where I showed you how to choose an event and pick a date or a class. You could do a class too. We mostly did events yesterday. And then choose a date. And then you can either enter a people counted number or you can go through the list and manually check people that were present. So now today's topic is going to have to do with once you get that attendance entry, if you need to make changes to that. So whether it's editing, deleting, or copying attendance information, I'm going to show you how to do that today. So bottom of page 12, let's talk about changing information for any given attendance entry. So say you've entered attendance and you find there's something you have to change or edit about that date. It's going to be really simple to be able to do that. So if we put in contemporary worship and I come over here to my calendar and I hit the little down arrow, you can see that I have the 14th in green and the 31st in green. That tells me that an event has been entered for that day. Okay. I'm trying to remember which one we did. Was it Sunday AM? Yeah, it was Sunday AM. So as you can see, when I choose my event and my date, down here at the bottom you can see my check marks. So you can see where I have entered attendance and for it. So it's super simple to make changes. You can just check or uncheck someone as you would when you were originally doing the entry. Once you make the change that you need to see, maybe you forgot to check a couple people, come in, make the changes, and then you can simply close out. Okay, there's no save on the attendance entry screen. Sometimes I've noticed that tends to kind of hang people up a little bit, but again, there's no save. Once you make a change on the screen, that change will stick. Okay. Now let's talk about if you put in attendance and you find you just accidentally put it in for the completely wrong day. Let me choose my event here. Let me find it. All right, so I did evening worship as an example, and I put it in for the 17th. Okay, let's say that should have actually been for the 7th. Okay, let's say I just completely messed up the wrong date. I selected the wrong date for this attendance. All I have to do from here is come up to the top right and hit this copy button. Okay. Soon as I hit the copy button, it's going to bring me up several different options to make an adjustment to my attendance entry for this day. Across the top, it's going to reiterate the event that we're working with. So we're working with evening worship on the 17th. Now I need to tell it I want to copy it to, see, TO, to what event should it have been. So I can here change the event or the group and class completely, and or I can do the date. So if the event is still correct, if it's still evening worship, I'm not going to change this drop box, but if the date needs to be changed, I am going to then select the date that it needs to be entered for. So I'm going to choose the 7th. Okay, so this is what I'm changing it from, and this is what I'm changing it to. So I'm going to choose my date of the 7th, and then down here at the bottom I have a couple options. If you do the people counted option, you can choose to copy the people counted information as well as copy the amount given. And remember, that is up here at the top. You can bring that forward if you wish. If you entered in any comments, you can leave that checked, and that would be anything you put here on this comments tab. That will copy that as well. And then this last option, it says delete attendance for evening worship on 8/17 after copying. So when I copy this attendance, because I made the mistake of putting it on the wrong day, I want to delete the attendance off of the wrong day, which was the 17th. So I'm going to go ahead and check this box, and then I'm going to hit copy. All right, so that is now, if I look up in my date field, now shows the 7th, and now all of my people present that I checked are now listed here. So it removed them off the wrong day and it put them in for the correct day. All right, pretty straightforward there. Now let's talk about if you find that you entered attendance and it's just wrong. Okay, you just need to delete it off of that day. If that's the case, you'll need to choose the event that you're wanting to get rid of. Let's say I want to get it off the 14th here. Oops, picked the wrong one. Sorry, too many options. Here we go. Let's say I just need to delete this in its entirety. I want to remove all of this attendance for this event for this day. If that's the case, hit the delete button. Delete all attendance for Sunday AM worship on 8/14/2022. I'm going to say yes. And now as you can see for this event, for the 14th, I don't have anything listed anymore. All right. So the copy and the delete features are pretty straightforward. One other thing I want to show you on this screen is the reporting options. So let's go back to that event that we copied earlier to the 7th. In here you have a print button. Once you click the print button, you're going to have several options. You can choose to do a regular report directory export, which would take you into the reporting screens. From membership, you can choose the order you want the people to print out in, and then if you hit the next button, it takes you to that step 2 screen where you then can choose what layout you want these people to print in. Okay, now it's only going to pull the people that you check marked as being present available for this report. All right, then you can do whatever layout you need and print the report here or do an export. The next option under print is labels. If you need to print labels for all of these people that attended on the 7th, you can do that easily by choosing the sort order you want your labels in. And then on step 2, choosing your label layout and your one label per. So from here, I'm going to choose, say, I have a bunch of label layouts in here. Mailing label, and I'm going to choose one per family. Now you could also choose an individual label and do one per individual, and that would create a label for every single person that attended. All right, next question is if you hit print, you can choose email. If you have set up to email out of church windows, you can start this email procedure if you wish, and then it would email everybody. Or you could do the summary by event report. And from here, oh, I didn't check my event, evening worship. I'm going to hit print, and then it's going to give me a very simple summary by event report. It's going to tell me how many members, how many visitors, and my total, along with the event name and the date. Okay. Quick way to get a nice report. A lot of people like to print a report out after they enter attendance just to get the numbers. If that's what you want to do, you can easily do that through print. Okay. And this print for this report specifically is going to take you to the summary by event report. Okay, let's now talk about this other transfer option that we have in attendance. This was new a couple years ago. This allows you to transfer attendance from one person to another. So this can be extremely helpful if you're working on cleaning up duplicates. I do a lot of the project helper stuff here for membership and donations, and I use this transfer attendance feature all the time when I'm cleaning up duplicate entries in membership. So up here at the top under attendance, if you click on transfer, it's going to take you to a from and a to screen. So again, if you do anything over in donations with transferring giving, the screen is identical, except you're working with attendance instead of donations. So first thing you have to make sure is that you're working in the correct date range. And then over here on the right, you're going to choose your from attendee. So for today's example, I'm choosing Jane. And I want to take all of this attendance and put it on Nina. Let's say I just accidentally clicked the wrong person. all of this attendance needs to go over to Jane or over to Nina. So Jane is our from attendee, Nina is our to attendee, and then I'm going to leave everything selected, but you could come in here and only select certain items, and then you're going to hit transfer selected. It's going to ask you if you're sure you want to transfer the selected attendance, and I'm going to say yes. And that is going to take everything off of the from attendee and move it over to the to attendee. So again, this can be very, very helpful when cleaning up any duplicates in membership. Or if you have, a lot of times we get senior, junior, the third, and sometimes attendance can go on the wrong person because their name's the same. This could be also a very helpful way to get attendance, say, off of the dad and onto the son or vice versa. Okay, that is actually everything I wanted to go over with you guys today.